Hello, I'm Steven, the calculator guy, and this week we are having the Astroport launch thing. And so I want to talk you guys through it, how to participate, and sort of why you might want to participate or why you might not want to. So let's just get right into it. So this is Astroport. Astroport is going to be most likely the largest AMM on the Terra Luna ecosystem. What is an AMM? It's an automated market maker. It's basically like a swap. Now it's opposed to like a market maker, which you would see in like CeFi or just regular TradeFi. With DeFi, you have AMMs, automated market makers that use liquidity pools and other sort of pooling technologies to provide liquidity for swaps all of the time and at any ratio, for the most part. So you can read through the documents, but basically what you're doing with this protocol is, or what you're doing with the early stages that we're investing in now, that I'm investing in now at least, is that you're trying to get Astro. Now, what is Astro? Astro is going to be a token likely used for governance, or definitely used for governance, but also used to accrue trading fees, very similar to Spell, or ICE, or Sushi, or any of these other tokens that you just stake on their own proprietary platform and then earn a portion of the fees there. So that's basically it, right? People are really bullish on the prospect of Astroport because if you look at the current swaps, right, we have TerraSwap, it leaves much to be desired. If you compare this to something like Trader Joe or Uniswap or SushiSwap, or a variety of other sort of larger swaps, even PancakeSwap, like there's stuff to be added still. And so Astroport, I think, aims to be this sort of large, robust AMM with potentially more features coming into the future. Hopefully. And maybe if it works in conjunction with Mars. Now, I'm very excited about Mars and the prospects that Mars may bring to the Terra Luna ecosystem. But we're talking about Astro today. Video on Mars in the future when we're getting closer to launching Mars. So basically, we are in phase 1. What that means is you can start providing liquidity to this protocol. Remember, it's going to be an AMM, so it needs a lot of liquidity from a lot of pairs. You can start providing liquidity to this protocol from TerraSwap, and you can lock that liquidity up, and in return, what you will get or receive is Astro. So basically, I have already done this, just to sort of see all the ins and outs on how it works. There are different allocations for each one of these, but let's just go right to the active phase. So active phase is phase 1. It has 6 more days and 2 hours left. You can see that I've locked in not a super large investment, but not a tiny investment. This was just sort of what my risk tolerance was. Everyone's is different. And I can, I'm going to unlock this to show you that it can be done, and I'm going to relock it to show you how it works. So I'm going to unlock this, because as long as this phase is ongoing for these 6 days, you can lock or unlock your tokens. So if you're second guessing yourself, then don't worry, you can unlock your tokens. So look, I've unlocked, perfect. Now I'm going to relock them because I do want to lock them. So here, once you have the liquidity pool token, well, let's first figure out how to do that, right? Let's say you want to do Luna UST. I'm doing BLuna Luna, which I know has a smaller allocation per total liquidity on TerraSwap. I get that, but this is just what I wanted to lock up. So you can provide liquidity. As you know, you'll have to do 50-50 UST Luna. And also, by the way, guys, if you don't know this, you can choose what you use as your fee. Isn't that crazy? That's such a cool feature. Luna is a really cool chain. I will never cease to say that. But anyways, you would choose your 2 tokens that you're providing liquidity for, in this case, Luna UST. You would make sure it's 50-50. I think I technically could do 0.17. No, not allowed to. 0.017. Could I? Yeah, I could. I could do $1 of liquidity. Not going to, but I could. So you'd provide that, you'd get the liquidity pool token, you'd hop over to Astroport, and then you would see this lock LP tokens. You click this, and then you can choose your duration, right? I'm going to do all of this. That's what I made this pair for. And then you can start with 2 weeks and I could get 58 Astro tokens, or I could do 52 weeks and get 220 Astro tokens. So between 58 and 220, it's a pretty remarkable difference. It's about 4x. So I'm going to get the 4 times more, because it's essentially like an investment where you're getting 4x, and you just have to be willing to be exposed to Luna and be Luna for a year. Now, I am fully willing to accept the fact that we may go right into a catastrophic bear market in a few weeks or months, and that this investment may be effectively worth much less than it is now. And that's a risk I'm willing to take. So, because I'm, sort of long on Luna as a chain, it could totally not be a good investment, but it's just my own particular feeling at the moment. So I'm going to lock these 52 weeks, knowing full good and well that in 52 weeks this could be a worthless investment. Not worthless, but worth less, not worthless. Yeah, I'm totally fine. I understand that I may lose all of this. If I do, it's not their fault. There's nothing I can do about it. This is DeFi. I understand the risks. So I'm locking for a year, clicking post, and hopefully Luna goes up by then, but if it doesn't, that's fine. Now, during this year, I'm still going to be accruing the trading fees from Luna and BLuna, which is really fine by me. So not only am I locking it, but I'm also still accruing those trading fees, and those trading fees are going to be initially split between TerraSwap and Astroport. And that's good, because that means lower levels of liquidity, which means higher trading fees. So we'll see if the trading fees are actually, if this split, if taking liquidity off of TerraSwap benefits the TerraSwap liquidity pool stakers, or if it doesn't. So if we look over at here, right, we can look at all of the commission APRs. This is alpac4.com with the TerraSwap dashboard. And right now, what's pretty interesting is the Luna UST pair is getting pretty good commission. Isn't that absurd, that commission? So, wow. But also BLuna Luna, 16%. I think that's pretty great. So if you just wanted to stay on TerraStation, there is a thesis sort of being passed around that these commission APRs may increase due to the Astroport lock drop, and then the phase 2 and the phase 3, and people locking up the liquidity and splitting it between these two major protocols. So it may be a good time to just start, looking at the TerraSwap APRs and seeing if you want to start pooling there, or if you want to take a bet on Astroport. So anyways, phase 1 is the lock drop. After phase 1 is finished, you will have, if you participated, you will get those Astro tokens. So effectively, I am going to get my tokens in 6 days, my Astro tokens, my 220 tokens. And then what I can do is I can participate in the bootstrapping pool. I can lock my Astro and or UST in the Astro UST bootstrapping pool to earn additional incentives. So we'll get more Astro, which is great, pool fees, which is great, and then ongoing Astro pool incentives, which is, great. And then we will see launch. Now, phase 2 is on 21/12. This is non-American. I apologize for being an American. I don't apologize for being American, but I apologize for always assuming the dates will be in American format and not knowing which month the 21st month is. So this is roughly going to be on winter solstice, and then phase 3 is the 28th. So that is the timeline. As a reminder, Astroport, it's going to be a big AMM, potentially the biggest AMM on, very potentially the biggest AMM on the Terra Luna ecosystem. The Astro token, which is sort of what we're vying for in this particular 3-phase event, is going to be used for governance. It's also going to be used for, I think, governance. It's also going to be used for accruing fees. Now, if you're familiar with Sushi, if you're familiar with Spell, if you're familiar with ICE, if you're familiar with protocols like this, then you understand that basically you have this proprietary token, you stake it, and you get the trading platform fees, which generally ranges in APR from like 5 to 35%. So there's going to be a big range. We'll see where this one sort of settles. hoping for something around 20%. That'd be pretty cool. It would be also great to see some price action on Astro. So that's what we're looking at. And then also keep an eye out for Mars. That should be interesting as well. And I'll do a video as we get closer to that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Quick sort of recap of White Whale. So White Whale is just about over. I think we have 39 minutes left. I DCA'd into this. I think my average is probably around 19 cents, so 21 cents isn't bad. We'll see how it goes after the IDO, but as it stands, the price stays the same. We're looking at about a 21 million market cap, which for protocols on Luna is pretty high. So we'll see how it does. I think that if White Whale succeeds and effectively arbitrages UST all around the chain, then this could easily be a 21 million market cap token, especially if it's accruing these fees on. So it's another one of those tokens, you stake it, you get fees, right? I also believe you may be able to participate in something to do with the war chest, but you'd have to double check me on that. So this is the Whale token. I'm very interested in what White Whale as a protocol may do and what it may open up for other chains, because if it effectively does something that is super profitable on Luna, forks will pop up immediately and they'll put their own twist on it and it'll be all over other chains. Generally speaking, arbitrageurs don't create platforms, they just do the arbitrage themselves because it's the most profitable. So we'll see how decentralizing arbitrage will affect Terra Luna. I am excited to see how successful they are or how unsuccessful they are. I'm just excited to see how it works. So we shall see. That's it, guys. If you want these videos before anyone else, if you want access to me on a personal level, I will respond to you and your inquiries within 48 hours, because I definitely don't do that on Twitter. I tried, but like my Twitter is just this mess of DMs that I just can't get to in a reasonable time frame, or some at all. So I'm sorry. But on Patreon I do 24 to 48 hours, and we also post a lot of other cool stuff there. So if you're interested, go ahead, join using the link below. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Be smart, be safe, be smafe. Check out Astroport if you want to. There are associated risks, so like you're locking your tokens up on a other protocol, which means you don't have access to them or ownership of them for a while. So that's one major risk. There's price risks, like being exposed to Luna, being exposed to Luna. There's also like smart contract risks. So keep all of that in mind when participating. We also don't know this. We don't know how successful or unsuccessful this protocol will be. So there are definitely things to think about before investing. But I will link the Astroport Medium article. It's a 31-minute read, so it's quite dense. But I think it's worth reading if you want to learn more about AMMs in general and the different pool types. They do a decent breakdown of like the 3 most common pool types. Constant product pools, stable swap invariant pools, and LBPs. So you're probably familiar with all of these. Constant product pools are the ones you're used to, like 2 different pairs, and you can trade between them, right? Or stable swap invariant pools. This is like UST, USDC, or B-Luna, Luna, where you have a 1-to-1 ratio. You can trade within a smaller frame. And then LBPs, where you're bootstrapping protocols with liquidity and participating in some sort of events. So all of these are going to be offered through Astroport. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.